Well, greetings there. I know I look a little bit different, but it's cold outside. And if you're a snowy owl, you have to dress for the weather. It gets really cold in the city, the windy city. You know, I love that city. The only city as well can boast certain things, like deep dish pizza. You know, who doesn't love deep dish pizza? But now you gotta eat it with the vegan cheese. Tell you, you gotta find vegan crust. You know, I had on my Canadian hat because it gets cold. And you gotta be a winter soldier. You know, a lot of people nowadays, they're sort of kind of like down in the dumps. They're sort of kind of like Chicago is not about anything. It is so violent. Well, that's one side of the story. That's the narrative that they want to paint. But it's not the only side of the story. You know, there's more to the city than just violence. There's a lot of cool things, like the giant Bing statue. It's like really a big, huge Bing. It's reflective. You can actually take your picture in it. A lot of people do. They come from all over to take their picture in it by the standing by the Bing. And, there's the downtown area, the magnificent mall. The Mag Mall. You know, you got well, the Willis Tower. You got, the White Sox and the Cubs. You know, the Cubs are, they're the north side. The White Sox, south side. It's a rivalry between the north and the south. Who ever heard of anything like that? I mean, you got that in New York with the Yankees and the Mets. But nothing like the north side and the south side. In the summertime when the Cubs and the White Sox play, there's fireworks. There's like gunshots, real life gunshots. That's more than just fireworks. They got gunshots. It gets intense. Cub fans and Sox fans, you know, rivalry. Let's talk about rivalry. The South Side. The South Side, it houses some of the greatest culture, some of the most rundown areas. And then you got the North Side. You know, you got the Gold Coast. You got the money. You know, you got the downtown area. You got fancy restaurants. You know, I miss the L, riding on the L. I hear nowadays it's not safe to ride on the L or even ride a car into the city. The kids, the kids are pretty angry. You know, and this was true and evident when I was there. You know, I used to, well, back a long time ago, years and years ago, I was in the basement. And you would tutor kids, help them, all the kids that slip through the cracks of the CPS system. If you're not familiar with the acronym CPS, it stands for the Chicago Public School System. A lot of kids slip through the cracks, never made it, you know. And now those kids, they're of age. And they learn how to do one thing. They learn how to hold a gun and shoot a gun. And a lot of kids are getting shot. It's such a shame. It's so sad. And everybody wants to, scold the kids. But nobody wants to focus on the parents. Where are the parents in this situation? Do the adults even, factor into this equation? No. People want to scold the kids. That's always what people want to do. Oh, it's getting hot now. And so, I don't need my hat anymore. And, I don't really need the flag anymore either. But I did want to hoist it up. You know, it's like this, and it's like that. It really is about competition and rivalry. You know, I can remember when the Cubs had Sammy Sosa, and the Cardinals, they had Mark McGwire. And Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire, for those of you who are, too young to remember, and old enough to not care, they were big, huge sluggers, muscle men. So Sammy Sosa, he was from the Caribbean. And Mark McGwire, he was from the United States, a white boy. So you had a black man and a white man. And well, they had a home run competition going in one of those years. I think it was 1998 or 1999. And well, every time they stepped to the plate, those two men were hitting the ball way out of the ballpark. People would just turn on the Cub games and the St. Louis Cardinal games just to see those two players at bat. And then they would wait, go back to a movie, flip the screen, and go back to the game when they thought that they were up at bat. That's how intense the competition was. They both had like 65 home runs in a season. And then, like, when they're up at the plate, they're like, oh boy, Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire at the plate. You know, the object of baseball is to throw a good pitch. The pitcher has to be very good in baseball. That's why it's a national pastime. So the pitcher, you got a catcher. The catcher's job is just to catch the ball. That's it, okay? The ball has to get into the catcher's glove without the batter hitting the ball. So it's a very simple, complex, but very simple, objective. And the catcher calls the pitch. The pitcher can shake his head yes or no as to whether the catcher is correct in calling that pitch based off of what he thinks the batter is going to do. Now, every time Mark McGwire or Sammy Sosa got up to the plate, they were hitting a home run out the ballpark, so to speak. Now, a lot of times pitchers didn't want to throw them a fastball, so they wanted to throw them a curveball or a ball away from the plate, way away from the plate, so they wouldn't swing and hit the ball and hit it out the park. You know, the objective is to try to get the player out or, well, walk the player intentionally because you don't want that player to hit a home run. Well, anyway, Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire, it came to the end of the year, and I never will forget. You know, you got to think about the theatrics of this. There's fans all in the stadium. There's not fans in the stadium anymore. I'm sorry, kids. Like it's nothing like the past days where there were people in the stadium. Nowadays, if you get 20 people to a baseball game, you're doing good. But anyway, there's thousands of people in the stands waiting to see Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa at Wrigley Field. Now, if you've never been to Wrigley Field before, it's a nice ballpark. It's one of the oldest ballparks in American history, still left. I think you got Fenway and Yankee Stadium and, well, Wrigley Field. You got vines where ivy grows on the vines on the wall. And, well, you know, you got like a fencing in one area. I can't remember what is on right field or left field. I think it's right field. You got the fencing. Left field is completely open. So if you hit the ball really, really far, you can hit that ball out onto the street, you know, out onto the north side of the street of Chicago, which, well, Sammy Sosa did a lot of. But I never will forget, they were playing against each other, and it was neck and neck. And you had Harry Carey and, Jim Carey. They're calling the game. And let me tell you something, kids. It was impressive. Sammy Sosa comes up to the plate, and they're like, Sammy Sosa's at the plate. And I'm sitting there watching him like, oh boy, Sammy Sosa's at the plate. And he's got the bat. He's got that stance going. I'm like, he better not pitch a fastball or he's going to hit it out. If they try to pitch a slider, he might connect on that too, because that bat, he can hit it from down low too and lift that ball. And I just remember the announcer saying, there's a drive, hit left, deep left center field. That ball is way back. They were like, it was way, way back. You're standing up there looking. You're trying to see it on the TV. And then they said, that ball is out of here. It's gone. Home run, home run, home run. Cubs win. And they said the Cubs won. And that's very rare when the Cubs win. You know, the old saying goes, you root for the home team. And if they don't win, that's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3. 3 sacks and you're out at the whole ball game. You know, that's the old song. And everybody was rooting for the Cubs. And the Cubs, well, they rarely win, but they won that game. I can't remember who ended up winning the home run competition. It might have been Mark McGwire. But the story is, well, kids, everybody's doubting you. You know, everybody is saying, oh, well, those kids are troublesome. They're not going to make it. It's everybody else but them. Well, you know, I'd be remiss if I counted you out. I never count out the bad kids, the kids at risk. You know, I think you're going to hit a line drive out of the ballpark. And I think everybody's going to be, well, going nuts. I just want to say, go nuts on Clark and show him how to do it. In strong.